Outside the Supreme Court this afternoon, a small group gathered for a brief service of worship and prayer before Judge Neil Gorsuch's confirmation hearing tomorrow.
Obviously, this is going to be one of the most important decisions of President Trump's first 4 years in office, and if he's reelected. For many of the faith community, particularly evangelicals, the reason they voted for President Trump was for this moment.
Reverend Patrick Mahoney has prayed outside the Supreme Court for years, believing his message is what is needed in a divided political climate.
We believe that prayer is just not a religious exercise, but prayer can actually change and transform history.
But we are gathering here to seek a sovereign God for his leading, for his guidance, that he would superintend and direct over all the confirmation process.
Mahoney also hopes that Gorsuch can be the deciding vote to strike down Roe v. Wade in the coming years.
Certainly, just like many decisions of the Supreme Court that were tragic to Dred Scott, which violated the rights of African Americans, Plessy versus Ferguson in terms of education, Roe v. Wade is a horrible decision. It's resulted in the deaths of almost 60 million innocent children, the betrayal of women and the very founding principles of this nation, which guarantees life, which guarantees that every person in our culture, particularly the most needy, are given protection. So certainly from our end, abortion, which is the number one human rights issue of the day, would be addressed, and that we would have a justice who clearly would affirm that principle.
Catherine Glenn Foster, the president of Sound Legal Group, thinks that the Senate hearings should focus on the character of Judge Gorsuch, rather than specific issues.
I would not encourage them at all to focus on any one particular issue, because I think that misses the forest for the trees. I would encourage them to focus on his heart, who he is as a person, and particularly on his jurisprudence, because that's what matters on the court.
The pro-life debate has been contentious in recent days, following conservative commentator Tommy Laren's comments on The View on Friday.
I'm pro-choice, and here's why. I am a constitutional, someone that loves the Constitution. I am someone that's for limited government, and so I can't sit here and be a hypocrite and say I'm for limited government, but I think that the government should decide what women do with their bodies.
We certainly are a nation of limited government. It should be a limited government, and I certainly am in favor of limited government. But that said, the central role of government is protection. The scriptures say as well that the chief functions of government are to punish those who do bad and reward those who do good. And under either philosophy, being against abortion is the most natural thing in the world.
While Judge Gorsuch's hearings go on this week, Reverend Mahoney plans to hold other events online and around the Supreme Court. The hearings begin tomorrow morning at 11 a.m.